Hello, my name is Jacob Weisbrot, and this is my teacher toolbox, which will be focusing on the emerging trends in technology and the tools that follow. Okay, some of the emerging trends that I'm going to focus on from the 2017 Horizon Report. Deeper learning approaches, which is going to focus on the flipped classroom learning approach. Growing focus on measuring learning, and that's going to focus on assessment tools, applications, and how they collect data. And finally, coding as a literacy, and we will be focusing on coding itself, and some of the coding technology tools relate to STEM learning. So for flipped classrooms itself, associated with the deeper learning approaches, this is kind of an illustration of what flipped classrooms or flipped teaching looks like. You have the responsibilities of the teacher and the student, and the location where the learning is taking place, which is at home and at school. So it's quite opposite of traditional learning, where in traditional learning settings, the teaching is happening at the school and is followed up with homework or assignments at home. Where flipped teaching or flipped learning, the teacher is actually creating videos and they are sending them out to the students through some sort of software or application software, like Google Classroom or Schoology, and the students are getting the lecture at home. So they'll watch it at home and they prepare questions, maybe do little activities. From there, at school, the following day, they have the questions available to ask the teacher about the material, and they will also participate in those learning activities, answering questions. And the teacher facilitates the discussions and answers the students' questions. Okay, so the first flipped classroom technology tool that stumbled upon is Screencast-O-Matic. And for this, the quote listing, educators and students turn to Screencast-O-Matic for easy screen recording and video editing. Videos are used in the classroom for flipped blend learning, student assignments, two-way mentorship, and more. So Screencast-O-Matic is a screen recording or a screencast recording application, and the application itself allows you to record your screen. It can let you record your screen as well as yourself as you are teaching. There is a free version and an upgrade version. The difference between the two, there's time-wise can last longer. There's more editing tools, green screen options. So it's a great software application and allows for flipped classrooms to work effectively. A couple of resources for Screencast. I have a couple of videos here. The first video illustrates how to use Screencast-O-Matic. It kind of lays out the ground rules of how to download and some of the modifications that you can do. So this is a great resource for a beginner. And then additionally, my second video that I have here gives an example of what Screencast-O-Matic looks like used in flipped classroom format. So you can see, without playing the video, that this teacher here in the corner is illustrating how to do a math problem, and they have it recording the problem as well. So this is an example of what flipped classroom looks like. Another resource for Screencast-O-Matic is this resource article. So this is a professor, Carolina Rodriguez Budrago, and she teaches English and technology in Colombia. So with that being said, when reading the article, she uses Screencast-O-Matic for her students who are ELL and assist them with speaking English and utilizing technology. So she had quoted saying, with flipped learning, you're trying to build stronger relationships with students, and for me, through video, I am doing that. So this is something that's worked successfully for her, and she's actually ranked among flipped classroom instructors after reading a little bit deeper into the article, which is very interesting. Another technology tool that can be used for flipped classrooms is Loom. Loom is very similar to Screencast-O-Matic, where it records the video of your screen, and it has the editing tools, which are kind of listed within the page itself, and there's an upgraded version where you can pay to get more features, just like Screencast. I have a resource video here about Loom and how to use it. So this also breaks down for beginners how to use Loom, first how to download it, how to create it as an extension to Google Chrome, and then how to record and edit the videos that you use for flipped classrooms. Another resource was this article for Loom, and this article was by Joyce Valenza, and this is also a professor, an assistant professor this one is at Rutgers University. And the quote that I got from this article that I found most intriguing was, Loom makes it so easy for students to record videos, perhaps quick reflections, and for teachers to record instruction, quick directions, and feedback. So Joyce is also a professor that uses a type of screencast, and she utilizes Loom for her flipped classroom instruction. Moving on to another emerging trend, growing focus on measuring learning. I found this illustration and I found it very intriguing that we have this diagram where we kind of just want to meet in the middle, and I was looking for a technology tool that can basically do it all, and I stumbled upon two. So the first assessment tool that I came across was Kahoot. And the quote that I got from the website is to create fun learning games for your class in minutes, or choose from millions of existing games to introduce a topic, review and reinforce knowledge, and run formative assessments. So this is more of like game-based learning where students kind of participate in a survey, or could be an assessment, a formative assessment, to kind of see where their understanding and knowledge are. So a couple resources on what Kahoot actually is and how to use it. So this first video is like a beginner's guide on how to use Kahoot, how to create assessments, how to get students participate within Kahoot. It does require some technology, whether it's laptops, Chromebooks, iPads, phones, but the students will need some form of technology to participate within Kahoot. And then additionally, another resource video is viewing the data on Kahoot, and that's the emerging trend. So collecting that data and assessing the data, showing value within the data. And this video kind of shows how to do that with Kahoot. Another assessment tool for data collection is Plickers. Now, Plickers, an item that I use, is an assessment tool that allows for immediate or reviewed feedback from students to the instructor by using specifically designed cards. And one of those cards can be seen here in this illustration, which is almost kind of like a barcode type assessment piece or assessment tool that the students use, and each student has their own Plicker. Going on to our resources, I have two additional videos, and the first one is how to use Plickers for beginners, and this video will show you how to register, how to create assessments, how to create questions, how to print off cards for your students. And you can see in this video without playing that there are students who are raising up their card, and they will talk about how a phone actually tracks and records the students' responses. And Plickers is actually a tool that does not require technology use from the students. Simply use a card or a printed piece of paper with the barcode item on it and works effectively. This second video goes over viewing the data and what you could do with the data, recording, printing, sending it off to other staff members or to parents. And this video will show you how to do that. The lesson plan that I came across was actually one that I utilize. This is a lesson plan of mine that I use in physical education. In PE, I have 2 whiteboards, and both whiteboards are utilized for students to effectively use their plickers. In PE, I call them plagnets because the plicker is actually attached to a magnet, and the students just turn it on the board. But it's the same exact concept. It's a plicker basically on a magnet, and the students have been working effectively with this tool for the school year. And I have the students use them in the opening segment of the lesson and the closure. So the opening part is when students will come in and I will be able to record their attendance. So a student who does not put their plagnet on the board, I know that is absent, and I record that data. And then additionally, students for their closure will be assessing themselves and assessing the lesson by answering questions, whether it's on the board or a pre-existing question, and they will use their plicker or plagnet to answer those questions. Last but not least, the emerging trend, coding as a literacy. And coding refers to a list of rules written in one of the numerous programming languages that instructs a computer to do what a user wants it to do. And this is a quote from the Horizon report. And coding is very relative, especially to STEM or STEAM learning. And I came across this technology tool, Unruly Splats. And this here is a splat illustration of what it would look like. And it's a tool that students can step on or hit with their hand. And prior to doing so, they will use coding through an iPad application to create an activity for them to do. I have a couple of resource videos here. First one being how to code on the application. So you must code before you can actually use the splat, and then you can do the activity after coding has occurred. And this video shows you how to use coding through the application. And then additionally, the second video is the splats in action. So you can see that they have many splats there, and they are utilizing them after the coding has already existed. So that video will demonstrate that. Finally, I have my reference page here. This link will take you to a list of all references that I used for this teacher toolbox, which will include the articles and the videos and the links to the websites that I use for referencing.